Well, people, now you see me, now you don't. Right? This is the third film in the Horseman Magician saga, as it were. Right? This iteration is directed by Ruben Fleischer. It is written by Seth Grahame-Smith, Michael Lesslie, Rhett Reese, Paul Wernick. Okay, so the film is then produced by Grego Balika, Bobby Cohen. We've got Alex Kurtzman, Robbie McCurry. It's executive produced by Shizam Oud, Ethan Smith, and with line production from Laurent Hanon and Amanda Confaru. Okay, Brian Tyler again handles the score. Cinematography this time is George Richmond. Stacy Schroeder edits the piece. We have Rich Delia down with the casting. Production design is David Shumanan. Kozonga Oid, Abe El Habashi, Mikos Hatvani Dyke, Sarah Hooper, Dominic Hyman, Bent Kalmar, Mo Kalafala, Karel Krenjink, Wolfgang Metzkan, Vatsal Mystery, Oriel Somoldi, Martin Sullivan, Robert Tula, and Andreas Zua. They all take care of art direction. We then have got Ali Hassan Mohammed Aslam, Fernand Castro del Rosario, Raymond Castro del Rosario, Pranali Duduaka, Joan Santos, and Zuzana Sipos. All handle set decoration. We've got Sophie Canal on costume, wardrobe. Raquel Arnazduta, Zara Azmi, Helga Bosman, Rita Feket, Grego Lengal, Sadia Abdul Malik, Hannah Mate, Beta Milak, Zofia Muri, Daughter Nagy, Laura Papp, Laszlo Pazzato, Dora Sazliki, Sabals Suzk, Laura Teagle, Hatvani Vanda, Attilia Vai, Berta Vince, and Agoston Zumbor. Right, they were all on hair and makeup. So who else then do we have on this? Okay, we got Joel Conlon, Adam Kutsi, Gabor Dilsiki, Gerda Fazax, Bent Ferenzi, Emir Ferenzi, Naomi Frenti, George Harris, Kinga Keeves, Adam Koskis, Gregory Kokonazi, Patrick Thomas Kovacs, Joe Labelle, Charles Mark, Ollie Milroy, Zorka Luca Mona, Jordan Morrison, Gregory Nulbas, Tia Rowley, Emma Salgo, Kunjan Su, Kasabi Sujis, Adam Sabaz. They're all down with the stunts that we see. And yes, this film is definitely full of stunts. So our cast returning, we have Jesse Eisenberg as J. Daniel Atlas, Woody Harrelson as Merritt McKinney, Dave Franco as Jack Wilder, Henley Reeves as Isla Fisher, Morgan Freeman as Thaddeus Bradley, Mark Ruffalo, Dylan Rhodes, Daniel Radcliffe as Walter Mabry, Lizzie Kaplan as Lula May. Yeah, they are all back. Right, new to the piece. Right, we have got Justice Smith as Charlie, Dominic Sessa as Bosco, Ariana Greenblatt as June, Veronika Vanderberg, played by Rosamund Pike. There is Maya Banton as Leslie, Andrew Santino as Brett Finnegan. I thought that was Andrew Santino. Sebastian Hansen is a younger version of Bosco. Mark Schreiber, right, is played by Dominic Alburn. I think that's our main people, essentially, right? Oh, a young version of June is played by Paisley Day Hare. Is there a younger Charlie? Okay, no, that is it. So the gist of the film. The original Four Horsemen reunite with a new generation of illusionists to take on powerful diamond heiress Veronika Vanderberg, who leads a criminal empire built on money, laundering, and trafficking. The new and old magicians must overcome their differences to work together on their most ambitious heist yet. So that is the film. Now, originally, we had the first two, and I really enjoyed the first. I didn't watch the second until now, right? There didn't seem really any talk about a third film until suddenly recently, and then suddenly, boom, it's being done. So it was just like, okay, what is this going to be about, right? Because I think when there is such a huge gap, you wonder, right? Was there always a story and you just couldn't get it made? Like, what was the thing? Because that's a huge gap, right? So it's got to be good, you feel. Because why would you? Why would you come back for just a weaker story? That's always the big question. So I went to check it out, right? After rewatching the first two and still enjoying the hell out of the first. Didn't like the second, Now this one, right? Because I think even trying to avoid trailers, you catch little snippets. And so there was this talk about a new generation of magician, illusionists being involved, which that is always a thing, right? Handing over of the baton, as it were. We saw it in Maverick, we see it repeatedly. So how will this work? And we start off with this heist, with this big show and illusions and everything. And it's like there's a slickness to it, right? But obviously you're looking at this, what we're seeing, and you're going, okay, so there's obviously certain things involved because of what we're seeing. Now, I don't think you assume it is what it is, you know, when it gets revealed to be what it is. And I think what it actually is kind of baffling, right? Because we got these three illusionists who want to, you know, break in. They want to be big. So you kind of go, okay, so you want to be big, surely use you, right? Because if you dress it up as if it's something else, how are you getting the credit? Right? Because even if you come out and go, oh, you thought that was really, how is anyone going to believe that? Right? They're going to go, was it though? Right? Or wasn't it the rules? Right? So it's an odd setup. And I think that is where the film kind of, you know, it's essentially showing you what the film is going to be, because we have this odd setup, and I think the film gets mad convoluted, right? Because it's trying to be so smart. It's trying to go, yo, look over here. Ha, caught you. You should have been watching here, right? There's a lot of that. But, you know, the whole sleight of hand is fine when you're doing something where you're kind of, you know, everyone knows that you're pulling something off, but you just don't know what. But when you do something and then later on you go, oh, by the way, that was all a trick, it's kind of like, well, if no one really knew it was, then there's no point, right? Because we don't know to be looking for anything if we don't even know that's what you're doing. And that's some of the enjoyment of going, yo, can we spot the trick? Right? Can you guess which bowl the thing is under? That's part of the thing. So in trying to be all real crazy smart and like, haha, it really kind of just messes itself up. Because I think the red salmon, that doesn't sound right. Herring, that's it. The red herrings weren't crazy interesting to start with. So if that isn't interesting, if you don't care about that, it's then hard to get someone to care about the big reveal, you know? And I think that's the thing. It's just like when you try and say someone was the puppet master of everything, you're just scratching your head and being like, okay, how? Why? Right? And if that is the case, why not you? You know? Because I think if someone is trying to be a big thing, why would they then not give themselves that opportunity, right? You're just kind of scratching your head. It's an odd one, right? The acting, it's not horrible, but it is just all a much of a muchness, right? Now, I will say, I think if you really enjoyed the second film, I think you will enjoy this. You know? Like, it's funny, leading up to this, I was seeing a lot of talk about where the franchise could go. And there was, they were talking to Fleischer and him saying that, oh, they've been looking at doing a TV series, but it's just what's the angle? And they're hoping they might be closer to that to expand the universe. And I'm just like, I mean, the universe itself isn't anything special. So to go, right, oh, we're following Steve, Tim, and, Tasha. They're all illusionists. They're all in the same universe as, you're just like, okay, that's really not an interest. So you, if this, you've been trying to do a TV show, that's not kind of worked out. And then you had this great story for a third film. Did you really have a great story? Because it doesn't feel like that, right? So, but you kind of think this is something to kind of help launchpad the TV show, right? Launchpad another film potentially. But the idea has to be great. And it's like, maybe you should have left this franchise dormant a bit longer until you really nailed something tremendous. Because it just kind of feels like it's going down the road of the Fast and the Furious films. Right? Of having people with no skills suddenly become, right, these agents of good, fighting crime and all of that jazz. This is just like, wait, these are illusionists, these are magicians. So we're now going that they can take on and beat all of these people. Like, it just gets a little bit. Now, if you had done maybe, right, what was that film? And it had Anna Kendrick and Rebel Wilson, the singing one. Oh, like the a cappella singing, right? Now, if this was something along those lines, I mean, not an a cappella singing, but maybe they were competing against other illusionists for something, right? That it's something different, right? And something that you could kind of see happening, Or they wanted to do something to rival David Blaine or so, just something. But having them take on criminals is just, you're able to pull it off the first time, right? It's a little bit different, but to keep going to that well, it just becomes tiresome. Right? It becomes tiresome. It becomes, also like you're trying to be all, oh, look, these people are too cool for school. They don't want to be involved with the thing. Right? Everyone knows what the eye is, even though the eye is meant to be a secret thing. Right? It all just becomes so muddled and muddied that you're kind of like, what is this? You know what I mean? How do I invest in this? But as I said, right, I think if you really dug the second film, this will be all you, This will be all you. I see some people saying they think it's better than the second. I honestly don't know. I think they're both, for me, it just felt like they were both on par, But, yeah, it's the best benchmark I can think of. If you enjoyed the second, you will enjoy Now You See Me, Now You Don't. And now you don't make a full film but I think they are, right? I saw somewhere the other day that yeah, they're starting development of a full film. So, oh boy, but maybe they come up with an actually good idea, right? So, fingers crossed, people. Fingers crossed, because this was not for me. This one wasn't for me, but it might be for you. Okay, so Now You See Me, Now You Don't is doing its thing in the cinema. If it seems like it's for you, go check it out. And if you dig it, boom, people, come, school me. Let me know the thing that works so well for you, because I'm curious. Okay? All right, people. Peace.